Greetings, everyone. Today is October the 16th. It's a beautiful Thursday. And thank you for joining Stony and Jamar in the mornings or whenever you're watching this show. We wish you a beautiful day. Good morning, Jamar.
Good morning. How you feel this morning?
I'm feeling great, enjoying the beautiful sunshine.
Yeah,
And
the weekend is almost here.
yes, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Not like we get a day off, but I still can't wait.
Right.
Well, what's next in America? It
Uh,
seems like as the night goes on, there's more and more um, there's more and more chaos in our beautiful land of the free. So
well,
I know you got to take a deep, you really got to take a deep breath. So
yeah.
overnight, um, I'm sorry, Republican Speaker Mike Johnson was hit with a lawsuit with threats of refusing to swear in the Democratic representative elect. And I'm going to try to say her name correctly. Adelita Grayalva. I think that's how you say it.
Mm.
Yes. I'm sorry, Yalva. Adelita Yalva had been elected more than 3 weeks ago. And he's aiming, due to the government shutdown, that he cannot swear her in so that she can begin her duties to the citizens of Arizona. And he came on with a statement saying, bless her heart, she just don't understand how these things work.
Mm.
But during the shutdown, he has sworn in other Republican congressmen that had special elections.
hmm
What do you say
I,
about
I,
that?
I could have swore I heard about this prior to the shutdown. I could have
Yes.
swore she won that election prior to the shutdown, and he was refusing to swear her in to give Republicans, so it wouldn't be another vote for Democrats. I could have swore that's what I.
But do you
Now I
know
could be wrong.
why? Do you know why the stall is? Because the Democrats are asking for the Epstein files to be released, and she would make it that one more vote that they need to say yay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. I, if that's what it's all about, I won't say give up, but they're gonna get somebody's gonna get hurt behind them Epstein files if they keep trying to push the Epstein files. Um, I just don't see it happening. We all know that guy is on that. He's on the list, but it's
Right.
not just him. It's a lot of powerful people who are
Yes.
on that list.
Yes.
Uh,
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yes.
you know what's funny? Go ahead. What you about to
No, no,
say?
no. I wasn't going to say anything. I was clearing my throat.
Uh, you know what's funny though? I wanna believe that people care about the children, and this is why they want the Epstein list released, but everything else says contrary to that. They won't pass any gun laws. Children are dying in schools. Um, it seems to me like the only reason why they want the Epstein list released is to expose quote unquote important people. I just don't see this love for children. Like they just want to put these pedophiles away. I just don't see it, especially since white men are the leading pedophiles in the country. So I don't know.
I don't think the Epstein files will ever be released. So
I
no matter
agree.
how many votes they have, even if they get the votes, there will be something happen to where they just mysteriously disappeared.
Right.
It would just be a long. I just don't even believe. Really, I don't even believe they exist.
So you don't think it's a list?
I think it was a list, but if you have the power to shut down the government, exempt the congressional duties of congressmen, um, fire 4,000 government workers with the threat of another 6,000 to go. You think there's a list still floating around here somewhere in America?
Mm, mm. That's a good
Really?
question. Right. That's a good question. That's a
It's a
good way
piece
to
of
look at that.
paper.
Right.
It's a piece of paper. It's a
Right.
file that can be shredded, that can be,
Disappeared.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if I can push the buttons and do all of that from January the 20th, and it is now October the 16th, um, we have food prices that are escalated, government shutdowns, national guardsmen in our cities, on our streets, ICE taking away immigrants, some that are legal.
Yeah.
You really
But it's
think
so
there's
much fuss about it. They putting forth so much effort. It has to be something because they're putting forth a hell of an effort to suppress it. So it has to be something floating around that they don't want released because they're putting forth too much of an effort
well,
to for it to be
I
nothing.
I can say this. We know it's supposed to be there,
Hmm.
but do you really think it's there?
That's a good question. They seem a little worried though, but that
Right.
is that
I would
that's
be
a good
worried too because
yeah.
I know that my name could possibly be on the list. And I don't know for sure if you've gotten rid of everything. But if you're causing all of this chaos and doing all of this hurricane activity, you mean to tell me that you can't get rid of the person that is sitting on the file?
Mm, yeah. You know what's funny though? You don't hear much from his base anymore, right? You remember that was one of the biggest things. His base was yelling, "Release the Epstein files."
Okay.
But you don't you hear a few of them still talking about it, but his major base is no longer talking about release the Epstein files. You don't really hear too much. You hear more uh from the opposite side. The opposition now is pushing to release them. Excuse me, because they know. Whoa,
I'm sorry.
that's all right. Because they know, he's on the list. So yeah, it's kind of strange. That whole Epstein thing.
When Epstein went to prison, I followed the story just a little bit. And when he died on August the 1st.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand what 801 and 108, 810 means. So I knew that he didn't commit suicide.
Mm,
And in that world, it means death. So if you're not knowledgeable and didn't understand what those numbers meant, it would have went full, it would have gone right by you when they said he killed himself. He didn't kill himself. 801 means to be murdered.
mm.
So there's just like, I study astrology. And based on that, it says never to move in a house that has those sequence of numbers in it because it won't end well. So if there's an 810 in your address, 801,
Mm.
108, 018, I suggest you move out. I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Uh, yeah, I never thought he committed suicide either.
No. He
I think we got more pressing issues, to be honest. I think, America has way more pressing issues than the Epstein files. Because
of course.
the reality is Epstein is nobody new,
No.
right? He's just maybe a sicker version of Hugh Hefner,
Oh yeah.
right? So these things are nothing new. Diddy was nothing new, right?
No.
These things are not new. This is what they do. They have all the money they can spend, and they get bored. Some of them are sick, right? So it's nothing new. Um, I think that's like the least of our concerns. Where Donald Trump is taking us is far worse.
So what's next in America, Jamar?
Well, we know the empire is falling.
Yes.
America's definitely gonna fall, and that's you can see it. Uh, I don't think it's any denying that. I don't think it's any saving America at this point. Um, Worst, I just don't want to be invaded, right? I don't want another, I don't want to be under the subjugation of another nation. Uh, but the country is bought and sold already. It's bought and sold.
My advice to American people, and I'm going to say especially our Black American people, start growing your own food. That's number one. If you have land, if you have a way to till your land, make yourself a garden because there is going to be an issue with food.
Mm-hmm.
We're already experiencing the high food prices. You know, 2, 3 years ago, chips, a bag of chips were like maybe the big bag was like what, 250? You could get two for $5.
Mm-hmm.
Chips are now $7. So just imagine that. And it's going to get extremely much more expensive. I wonder how many kids are going to get Halloween costumes this year versus their parents having to decide, do you get to have a Halloween costume or do you get to have dinner?
Hmm. I don't think it reached that point yet. One thing about Americans, they spend money.
Oh no, we're almost there. I was doing some research, and when you as the government is shutting down, we're talking about the people that have not had paychecks in 3 weeks, that mortgages are due, home association fees are due,
Mm-hmm.
car notes are due, and they were
Mm.
already starting to begin to struggle before the shutdown. So
I agree.
Halloween costume or dinner?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm just looking at Americans love to spend money. Americans will cry about money and the prices of things, and then the holidays will come around, and boom, there won't be a drop off.
Well, this will be a very expensive Christmas according to Wall Street. And
Hmm.
this is going to be, as prices rise, they have already risen since January the 20th. A lot has happened. When you have white America saying that they are stressed out, that's now they don't know how to we know how to handle stress because we've been
True.
oppressed. We've been counting coins for a long time.
Right.
So you can't, if you're on the ground, you can't fall when you're on the ground.
Hmm.
All you can do is just get up and be like, okay, I'm on the ground, I'm down here. But when you've been sitting up and somebody knocked you from being up on the ground and you don't know how to get up,
Mm.
those are the people that I'm afraid of because they don't know how to handle the stress.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna crash out. Yeah,
Exactly.
they're gonna crash out. They are going to go through it. They already going. I've seen them breaking down in their cars, crying. I don't know what to do. I can't. I'm struggling, and I just look at them and I say, welcome to what we've been dealing with for years,
Exactly.
right? So I just laugh. Actually, I laugh, right? Because you get what you put in. This is
Yeah.
what you put this in the universe for years.
Oh yeah.
Now it's time for you to, right? It's time, and they panicking because they're basically pandering to black people to get involved. Join this movement, join that movement. We're protesting. I think I was reading in the paper, well, I seen an article in the paper that said they were struggling getting permits to do a no kings
I was,
protest in
that's
Georgia, in Atlanta.
that's where I was driving to. No
Right.
king.
Some of us are still joining in, but majority are saying whatever, whatever. This is what you asked for, this is what you called for.
Right.
Black people we're gonna be okay. I wish that black people would take this opportunity to um what's the word I'm looking for? Prioritize our community, right? Start focusing on us and the
Right.
direction we're gonna go, the direction we want to take our community moving forward. And let them deal with their community. Let them deal with what they got going on and figure it out. Let them figure it out, and we prioritize what we need to do. That's what
Well,
I would like that.
I don't know. I just know that we're gonna have some real can you still see me?
Yes.
Okay. I think I wanna try to show a video um if I can. I'm trying to learn how to work the system, but while it's loading. But the No Kings, I think it's supposed to be over 5 million people expected.
They're not gonna get 5 million.
You don't think?
5 million where? Where they gonna find 5 million people at? You telling me 5 million white people coming to Georgia to the
I
protest?
don't think it's just here. I think it's going to be other places
Oh,
too.
throughout, yeah, they did that before. They did the whole.
Fuck out of here! Real Americans don't want you! Get the fuck out of here! You fucking Nazi! Get the fuck out of here! He's American. He's a citizen! He's a citizen! Why are you running? Because you sound like he's a citizen! He's a citizen! That's my brother-in-law! Get the fuck away from me! You don't know what's going on, so get the fuck back! Back up! Back the fuck up! Back up! That's my brother-in-law.
Mm,
So, meanwhile, in America, that is happening right there in America.
mm,
How unprofessional is it to say, get the away from me, back the cup, instead of just
mm,
saying, ma'am, we're doing our job. Bear with us for a moment. Let us find out what's going on. But you also heard the N word.
mm.
Do I need to kind of play it again?
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Okay, let me play it again.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here! Real Americans don't want you! Get the fuck out of here! You fucking Nazi! Get the fuck out of here! He's American. He's a citizen! He's a citizen! Why are you running? Because you sound like he's a citizen! He's a citizen! That's my brother-in-law! Get the fuck away from me! You don't know what's going on, so get the fuck back! Back up! Back the fuck up! Back up! That's my brother-in-law.
Yeah, I think I heard it. I didn't hear the hard R, but I think I heard the A
Yeah,
version of it.
nigga.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think yeah. Well, you know what, Stoney? This is this is regular. These are who they are, right? You know
Right, you
what?
see, he tried to cover up his face.
Absolutely, because
Like,
these is
why? Why Show us
because
who you are.
they don't. Hey, they've been wearing masks, going all
Right,
the way.
but just
You know, that's what they like to wear masks.
come on
Hoods.
out. Come on out. It's
They
no need
not
to
ready just
hide.
yet.
We know how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you have the green light to just go around jumping on people, um, it is sad. So it's scary because what is really next for America? And people really should be, they really should be like, whoa, take a look
They
around.
should.
While you twerking, going to the club, you need to be trying to get your house in order, making sure things are together so you can be safe.
Yeah. They, and they is anybody even asking who, like, where did they get all of these ICE agents from? Like, who are these people? Like, did they just, so what they did was they just recruited. But where did they recruit from? It's almost looking like they recruited from the local KKK chapter.
Seems like it.
That's what it looked like. They just, and because they don't have a problem wearing masks. Remember, we used to see, I don't know if you've seen a lot of the videos of the guys jumping out the U-Haul trucks, right? And
Yes.
they had the mask on, they were doing the protest. They was like the white guys marching.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's who they are. That's who those people is. And they chasing down immigrants, not immigrants. Um, and they just being them. They got the green light now. They have a green light.
Well, they're headed to San Francisco. I do believe that a Court judge has given a restraining order for them not to be on the ground in one of those states. I'm not sure. I didn't write that down, but I'll make sure that I get the information. But they're attacking the blue states.
Uh-huh. Yes. That's the goal. The enemy
That's the
within.
So when I look at the story of Hitler, so let's kind of drive there. And we're not far from the story of Hitler. 1936 till now is what, about 88 years ago, maybe?
Somewhere around there.
Okay, so that's not that long ago.
No.
And and if you listen to Hitler speak, Trump sounds like him in his dictation, the way he speak.
Mm.
The promises that he make, when Hitler was making the promises to the Germans, um, he started to take the curriculum out of the school and give them books to show them how to recognize the Jew by their nose,
Mm.
and which is idiotic, and to be able to possibly smell a Jew.
Right.
And so, with that being said, the promises of jobs in Germany, the promises of better pay, and people fell for all of
Mm.
it. And people
Mm-hmm.
who didn't fall for it were made to fear.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Give me 4 years, I'll take over." Now, who says that? That's all he needs now, because
Mm-hmm.
he came back to finish what he started.
Well, they've been drawing comparisons to Trump's rhetoric to Nazi Germany going back to his early campaign. So they've been like they would put up a speech of Hitler and then put up a speech of Trump. And yes, they were drawing a comparison.
Mhm.
I think I touched on it yesterday. The dictator's playbook, build nationalism, right? Make
Yes.
America great again. Uh, find a villain, the immigrants,
Uh-huh.
right? He talks about the enemy within, the
Yep.
liberals and the Democrats,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Build up that fear, like you touched
Hmm.
on,
Hmm.
right? Um, continue to talk about the enemy within these what do we call them? Lunatics, the
Right.
lunatic left, right? All of this type of language, and that's how he's built his base, right? And like I touched on yesterday in regards to that, his base right now are okay with a dictatorship because he's walked them right. He walked them right into it. The country is that bad. The strange thing about Donald Trump now with Hitler, Hitler came from humble beginnings. He was poor.
Right.
The thing about Donald Trump, he's such a good con man that he was able to convince half the nation. Here's somebody who never worked in his life. He
Right.
was born into money. He knows nothing about the everyday American citizen struggle, right? But
Mm-hmm.
he was able to convince the poor and people who actually live the everyday life of America. He was able to convince them how bad their country was. Coming from somebody whose family made a fortune in this so-called messed up country. And he convinced half the country that you need me to do it. Only I could do it. Nobody else can do it. And so yes, I mean the comparisons are right there. And the moves he's making. The thing that's even scarier though is it Donald Trump? It's who's behind Donald Trump. Because those are the ones who are funding Donald Trump. They funded him. Donald Trump was almost, I won't say broke, but Donald Trump, if he didn't win this presidency, he might have went to jail. And you might have been able to say he was broke.
I'm gonna
So
say
he,
this. Okay, if I can interject here a little bit, Elon Musk had a lot to do with the election.
Mhm,
And when Trump is always talking about too big to rig, it was rigged. The states were turning red too fast.
mhm,
Give these people time to at least count the votes. Come
right.
on. So I've been watching politics for a while, and never have I seen that night. We knew he was president that night. Usually it's the next day
Mhm,
that we are wondering who's going to be the president of the United States. So I think Elon had a agenda and he had the money. So, but because of their astrological placements, they were not able to really just continue to work together. So, when have you ever known a president to have someone? For a minute, you would have thought Elon Musk was the vice president. He was always in the Oval Office. He was always tweeting. I mean, I'm sorry. He was on X, always writing about what he was suggesting for American people. And then they had this big fallout.
mhm,
This they bromance ended. I
mhm.
want to say that like that.
Yeah.
And I knew it wouldn't last because I'm a sky watcher. So I was like, there's no way these two are going to be able to coexist when these planets start aligning. Two big egos and power. You just can't play in the same sandbox like that.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
now, right? So Elon is like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and play over here, and now Trump is exerting his power. You see that was happening with the electric cars at the end of the year. If you don't buy an electric car by a certain time, you won't be able to get that incentive. Well, who makes electric cars?
Mhm.
Else, see? So he's showing him, I'm the most powerful one. I don't need you anymore. And he's even
Mhm.
said, if it wasn't for Elon Musk, the campaign and the voting would not have been so successful. He can't even, his mind doesn't connect with his mouth, so he can't think to just be quiet.
Mhm.
How else are we supposed to take that?
Right. Right. Yeah. Elon got him over the hump. Elon definitely helped him get over the hump. And people should be concerned about Elon Musk because you have to understand Elon Musk's upbringing. So Elon Musk was in apartheid South Africa. Like his grandparents, his grandfather, basically are racist. They believe in white supremacy. His grandfather, his father, that's how he was raised.
Yes.
So, he fits right into the mold of what's going on right here in America in regards to white supremacy. When you look, you see, who did Donald Trump bring over here? Right? South
The
African.
South African, yes.
Some of the worst racists in the world. Germany was the Nazis played a lot in South Africa.
Right.
That's why it was apartheid. That's where a lot of them ran to. They hid after the war in different places, but South Africa is one of the places where they put down their roots.
Right.
So yeah, Elon Musk, I truly believe he helped Donald Trump get over the hump. But there's other billionaires that were backing Donald Trump before Elon Musk came on the scene, which is what brought JD Vance into the fold.
Right.
That was a surprise by everybody. Where did he come from? From a backer of Donald Trump, a billionaire, is who plugged JD Vance into that. So yeah, like I said, the people who's backing Donald Trump are probably even more dangerous than Donald Trump himself.
Right.
I believe Donald Trump is just a puppet. He's just following directions. He's the face.
It's scary because we really don't know what's next in America.
Yeah.
We just don't know what act of violence is everything that I'm saying is making everything seem so unreal, so insecure, so unsafe. Like the my children's father was a soldier, and he served his country. And when I look at all of the soldiers who have fought for this country, for us to be able to walk outside, to get in our car, to go to Walmart, to do whatever we want to do, from Vietnam, from the Civil War, all of that. And to have a president that want to use American or national guardsmen, whoever they are. I don't even know if these people are really soldiers.
The National Guard is the National Guard. I don't know about ICE.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who these people are, but they don't look like people who. One thing that I read today was the national force that the president is using in our cities. The people that are out there in the cities dealing with civilians aren't trained to deal with the civilians. They are trained to fight in the war.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not the enemy. So when you take a soldier, because I know this to be true, and you train him for war, his emotions are detached. A U.S. Marine can kill you with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need a weapon. They don't need anything. They're trained to kill with their hands. I know this to be true. So what I'm saying is to put that type of force on the street, their brain, they're already trained to fight war. They're not looking at us with empathy, to not go so far, not to hurt our arms or not to shoot at us, because they are already detached and programmed to kill.
They're programmed to follow orders. Exactly. Let me tell you, but this is how I look at it.
Okay.
The Black community, we have been dealing with that for the longest, right? Because the very people who patrol our neighborhoods are the same as they may not be able to kill you with their hands, but they're detached, right? When these
The police, yes.
police patrol in our neighborhoods, they're detached. That's why it's so easy for them to shoot and kill us. They're detached. There is no empathy for us. It's just other people's turn now. It's other people's turn. And how I look at it is this: for years, I've watched YouTube videos of these so-called patriotic Americans, these militias who have formed to say, we'll fight against a tyrannical government. Well, you're up. You're up. Where is the militias at? You said you was going to fight and uphold the Constitution. Here's your chance, because this is a tyrannical government, and I haven't heard from a militia yet. But when Obama was president, when Biden was president, during BLM, you've seen hundreds of videos of these militias.
Right.
Where they at now? Because you up.
Right.
That's what this country was founded on. The country was founded. That was the whole purpose of the Second Amendment, to be able to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. It looks like the American people laying down. It looked like we laying down.
Well, I got a feeling that things are going to turn around. I know we have a lot of chaos, but for a moment, I thought that our young people would be the ones to stand up. But the way it's looking, the older people are now influencing the younger generation to think like them as they pass on. Just as we saw the Politico release those statements from young Republicans, and I mean young, like 30s and their 40s, who are running our government, who can change policies, who can implement certain things in our country, calling Black people monkeys, using the N-word and calling us watermelon people. I believe racism is a disease, and it's a mental illness that has been passed on, just like people inherit being poor or diabetes because it's a family trait. So is racism. It's an illness, and it's treatable at an early age if you do not feed it to them. But I believe once they have gotten a dose of it and it's a part of their way of life, it's kind of hard to change that way of thinking, because to me it's a part of it's ignorant, and racism is definitely it's a disease, and I don't even think it's treatable at a certain age. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know if it's treatable. I don't know if it's I really don't too much put a lot of stake in them, because all of them have a potential to be racist or bigots or prejudice. I just feel that way. I hope this is a wake-up call for Black people, for those who say, no, America's not racist. No, no, no. No, they are. America is racist. I said this yesterday. America does not like Black people. I don't understand why that's so hard to understand. It's real simple. Like, I'm not talking about your coworker, the white coworker you have that you cool with. Well, I'm not talking about, the white people you went to school with, that you grew up with, you cool with them, you know that they cool. They don't hold power. But those that are in power, those who operate the government, they do not like Black people. There is no way a system, systemic racism, right? Take systemic racism. It's no way a system like that affects housing, medical, education, policing. It's no way a system like that can operate without the government. The government has to help a system like that operate. So if the government backs systemic racism, then what is the government?
Racist.
Basically. I mean, it's really not complicated. Just because you see some Black faces because, oh, well, we had a Black president. Okay. We had a leader of systemic racism that was Black. You see some Black congressmen, some Black U.S. representatives. It doesn't matter. It's the system cannot operate without the government. It's no way.
Right. I
So
was
hopefully,
listening. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it was two different ones. And I believe her last name is Elliott. I should have.
Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott. Yes.
Okay, Jane Elliott. And she said something that was very profound. She said that we're all cousins.
Mm,
And she said that when white people get up in the morning and put on their shoes, and the left one doesn't go on the right one, and the right one doesn't go on the left one,
mhm,
a black man made that happen. And I didn't know that.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. So I learned something new today that when I
Well,
put on my shoes, and she named his name, so the next time we talk, I'll make sure I have it. Um, he made it where when you put on your shoes, that it fits the left and the right.
mm,
So she was saying to all of the white women who wear their high heel shoes, you need to be thanking him for that because he made that possible. And we're the creator of so many things in America.
mhm,
Um, and the list is long of things, but we are so devalued, unappreciated, most talked about, and ridiculed um, from the beginning of time. Um, and another thing that she said was that the black woman was the creator of so many in the hue in humanity. So
mhm,
there is no race. It's just humanity.
mm,
Because I can be with a white guy and make a baby and it comes
mhm,
out beautiful, but I couldn't sleep with a monkey and make a baby. You understand what I'm saying?
mhm,
So it's humanity. There is no color. And she said that black people, as white, what made white people the color of their skin is because humanity moved so far from the equator
mm,
and foods that they were eating, and they lost their melanin.
mm,
So meaning black people were black people from the beginning of time.
mhm.
So
With all the resources, I'm sorry, and
no,
I
it's
like that, right? Because that's the migration theory of how white people. But here's the question, right?
yes.
With all the resources in Africa, all the
Yes.
resources. Why do you think African people that were living in that time, why would they travel into Europe? Like you have all the resources right here in Africa. Basically, Africa is the Garden of Eden,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Why would they go of all places to Europe where it's barren, it's cold, and it's why would they go there? Why would they leave Africa to go there outside of being maybe expelled? Maybe you were forced to leave.
Wow.
Maybe, so when we read certain books, you see books like the Bible talks about the Garden of Evil, Eden, and people being expelled from the
Hmm.
garden. Why would you be expelled? I I don't like to talk like this, but when you look at these people, they are violent. They
Yes.
are warmongers.
Hmm.
They lack the ability to govern themselves. They love to talk about Rome, but Rome fell. They went into the dark ages. They were eating each other. Again, when you look throughout history, it was you look in different cultures and ancient cultures. People were living in peace. Yes, they had tribal wars, but these people came with a whole nother dynamic. They came and erased people's histories. They
Hmm.
burned books over the years, destroyed history.
And as they're trying to do now.
Exactly.
with the
It's nothing
museums.
new. It's
Yes,
nothing new. They doing the same thing.
same thing.
They burned women at the stake, claimed that they was witches. They had the Inquisition. I mean, we can, it's nice to say, yeah, we're all the same race. We're all just humans. But something happened. Something happened to those particular humans. I don't know what it is, but they are not like other humans. They're not like everybody else. They're just not.
Another thing that James Elliott said, that it takes a lot to be angry at another part of the humanity for no reason. At some point, you get an ulcer, high blood pressure, just
Hmm.
to walk around angry at someone because their eyes are brown, their skin is darker
Hmm.
for no reason.
Hmm.
That takes a lot. I
Yes.
can't even imagine. I can't even stay mad at my sister, and we can't even talk for 5 minutes. But I'm like, I forgive her. I can't even imagine just walking around all day being angry with her for no reason at all.
To go through that, to go through those type of things because of the color of someone's skin. And
Yes.
you know what else? In ancient history, Black people, African people on the continent of Africa were never revered as cannibals or underdeveloped. Like the things that they say about Africa, the things they say about Black people,
Uh huh.
that was never said in ancient history. Like the Asians on different continents,
Right.
nobody looked at Africa like that. That was a European concept. That was Europeans who came and said, these people are underdeveloped. These people they lack intelligence. These people can't develop anything. That was a European concept. And it's
Wow.
carried to this day. They still repeat the same. See, I'm in a different, I'll be in different spaces. So I read these racist comments.
Mm-hmm.
I get all the racist comments and we if it wasn't for us, you would be living in huts. Like
Not a
these are the things,
hut.
yeah, these are the things that they say. Just recently, a Christian, a Christian pastor said the best thing that happened to Africans is when the white man showed up. The best thing that happened to us was slavery. If not for them, we would be living in huts.
Hmm.
This is what he said. And these things have been repeated over the years.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh God. I want to say
Yeah.
it's been a great show today. My phone is about to go out on me. I
Okay.
I I think when I showed the video, it ate up my juice on the phone.
Okay.
So we will resume tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to Stony and Jamar, and we wish you a beautiful day. Until the next time, drink your water, mind your business, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right now. You have
All
a good
right.
day.
Have a good day. Thank you.